Manchester United then with the victory by 3-2. This pre-season, unfortunately for United, has been dominated, hasn't it, by injuries. Of course, we learnt yesterday, Lenny, you're out for 3 months. Hoyland out for 6 weeks. Marcus Rashford and his ankle to be determined. Anthony as well. As we welcome in Frank Leboeuf. Mark Ogden is here the day before his holiday. Oh, look at
professional.
this. He's already clocked out, but we may as well go to him anyway. Oggy, of course, considering the injuries we saw affecting Manchester United last season, once again, those who were unavailable look to be dominating the headlines as we start this season.
Yeah, I mean, the United season starts a week on Saturday, the Community Shield against Man City at Wembley. So I know it's not the big start, but it's an important start. It's a game that they will want to perform well in. And then they've got the game against Fulham, I think, in 15 days. So it's the same story, isn't it? It's the same story as last season, whereby United got a lot more injuries than anybody else. And we don't know why that is. Is it a coincidence? Is it bad planning? Is it a lack of fitness? We don't know. I know United have, the new owners, or Ineos, have tried to identify the problems, but right now it's a recurring nightmare for Erik Ten Hag. And he's got, Lenny Yoro is obviously going to play a big part this season. 3 months out, massive blow. Rasmus Højlund, we know he's still young, but he's their main striker. He's the only striker they've got, and as much as he's a young kid, they rely on him. So massive problem there, which means they have to rely on Marcus Rashford, who is injured. But the good news for United fans is I don't think it's a serious one. It's a kick to the ankle rather than a ligament damage, so he may even play in the friendly against Liverpool before they fly back to the UK early next week. So, but all told, it's bad news. It's been a bad pre-season tour for United because of the injuries they collected.
But then, how much does this give Ten Hag a pass if United start badly, Mark?
Well, I don't think he does. I think he's run out of passes. I think he has. I think in many ways, because the squad picks up so many injuries, the focus will fall on Ten Hag and his preparation. We know that United have changed a lot of their coaching staff this summer, so that might have an effect. There was a suggestion last season that Ten Hag trained them too hard in pre-season. They weren't quite ready for the blast that they got in pre-season, and the injuries came as a result of that. So we'll wait and see. But I don't think Erik Ten Hag's got any more passes now. He was very lucky to keep his job. They finished 8th last season. They won the FA Cup, great, but he was very lucky to keep his job. He said a lot of things this summer about how he kind of confronted Ineos and said some home truths, but I think he doesn't have many he's kind of used up all his excuses, I think. And I think on this occasion, if injuries mount up again, it's one of those things. All clubs get injuries, United get more than most, but you just got to deal with it. But unfortunately, the squad isn't big enough, it's not deep enough, and I think we'll find that out when the season starts, that they'll just have to get lucky. They'll have to get lucky with people like Rashford. They'll hope that Joshua Zirkzee is fit enough to start and play well. Defensively, they've got big problems because obviously they're shorter players, and they were hoping to get rid of maybe 2 of Harry Maguire, Victor Lindelof and Aaron Wan-Bissaka. They may only get rid of 1 there because they need Lindelof and Maguire to stick around because of the injury problems they've got.
Although, having said that, Mark, how much, for example, does the Yoro injury then force Manchester United hand in going for someone like Branthwaite or De Ligt?
Well, we know that they wanted one of those players anyway. They wanted to bolster their defensive options, so I don't think it changes the need for a centre-half, but it may alter the urgency. We know that both De Ligt and Branthwaite are available for the right price. Now, we spoke the other day, Everton have basically signed a replacement for Branthwaite already by signing Jake O'Brien from Lyon. So I think if United push the Everton door, they might find it opens a little bit easier than it did maybe a month ago. Matthijs De Ligt, that will cost United a bit more in terms of wages. And you have to say with De Ligt, he's had an up and down time at Juventus and Bayern since leaving Ajax 3 or 4 years ago. So which one do they go for? Which is the best option? Any option at the moment is better than what they've got because they've got a lot of injured players. But they'll definitely make a move for a defender again this window. But they do need to get people out. So will it be Wan-Bissaka? Will it be Scott McTominay, who has got a lot of interest in him right now? But the season starts in 2 weeks. They have to get some business done pretty quickly now.
Frank, you're here. Would you like to add anything?
No, because I'm thinking that throughout my career, how many players got injured, and we talk about 46 players from Manchester United. At some point, you have some random injuries, I would say unlucky injuries, but most of them, they happen because you are either been working too hard or maybe not worked enough. And I remember being at Strasbourg for 6 months with a fitness coach. We never had any injury for 6 months. And Arsene Wenger hired him in Japan. At the time was a coach in Japan. And the guy kept on working that way. And we never had an injury. So it's not due to the player or the bad luck, let's say. it's also because maybe the people working with the players not good enough, or maybe the players don't work enough or work too hard. You have to find the right balance, and I think Manchester United didn't find it yet.